Hello and welcome to something I have not done in a very long time. My name is Maurice Wilson and I have not done a video in a very long time. I used to do these a lot back in the early years and just have not had a chance to sit down and do something like this. So hopefully you enjoy it. We're going to talk about charts and markets today. I thought as the bear market rages on this year, pulling out an old tool like looking at stock market charts is beneficial to anyone trying to just improve their ability to make smart decisions with their money. So let's talk about three things you need to know about stock market charts. The first thing you should know is the charts are not going to tell you what's going to happen. Charts do not tell the future. That is part of the allure. And in the hands of the wrong person, talking to a novice investor, they're going to kind of hint or just outright imply that the ability to read a stock market chart will tell you where the market's going to go. That is patently false. Any claim to know the future direction of the stock market, you can always count as false. We can talk about what it's done. We can talk about different things we think are going to happen, but an outright conclusive prediction is just not realistic. To that end, charts do tell you what has happened in the stock market, which you'll find is very useful when looking at years like 2022 or looking at past bull markets. And then something I think is important is that stock market charts make you look smart. When it comes to investing, you want to feel that, if you're building significant wealth, 100,000, 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, you want to feel like you're making a smart decision. So when you pull out a chart, you just feel smart. It's like putting on a pair of glasses. And so these are some of the things you should know about stock market charts. Now let's look at this chart here. This is from the 2019 bull market. What I like about this chart is we're going to show you a contrast between this year, 2019, and the year that we're currently in. So I'm going to pull up one of my drawing tools here and talk about it. So what's interesting about a bull market and a bear market is that they technically are the same market, just moving in different directions, but the in and outs of the market are the same. You're going to have up and down action, and it's all about the long-term direction of that market. But there are things that happen in both markets, a bull market and a bear market, that can give you some clues as to what is going on and help you to make better decisions with your money. So one thing that you can note here in a market like this in 2019 is it's going up and down. But if you notice where my red ink is going, you'll see that long term, the downs, or what we call the lows in the market, are higher. So all of these red lines are where the market bottomed out before going higher. And in the terms of a bull market, we call these higher lows. Now, you'll notice that there was a small window here where the lows were lower than the two previous lows. This is important to note because had this market broken out in this direction, then what you would know as someone who studies charts is that, hey, this market is technically broken support. And that would give you, that would help to inform you with what you wanted to do with your money next. But because that market did not break this support and went higher, well, you could just relax and let the market continue to do what it's done. So this type of market, a bull market, is going to give you higher lows. These red lines are going to show, they're going to mark like an upward progress of the market. Also, you'll have higher highs. So on the top here, in fact, let me change my color to make that something to show some contrast, we'll go with green. Green's always a good color. So you'll see here that you'll have higher highs on my greens. And again, you have the same situation where you have a situation where you went low for a while and almost broke a lower low. So when that market rebounded, it needed to break out of that previous high to let you know that that bull market was still going on. And then you see here that you have the higher highs. You have a low here again, and some trepidation here, but it recovered. It didn't break the support over here. And then you just keep having higher highs. So in a bull market, when you're looking at a chart, what you're looking for is higher highs and lower lows. And so that's one thing you can tell with a stock market chart in a bull market. Now let's look at another chart here. All right, so this is the market that we're in right now. You'll note the timeline. If you happen to watch this video on July 18th, this is intraday, July 18th, 2022, which means that anytime you hear the word intraday, it means that the market is still open. And what we want to notice here is, I'm just going to start with the highs. So the market, after it falls and it tries to recover, you can see that the highs are lower and progressively lower. And this is what we call lower highs. So everywhere that it's green, the highs are gradually getting lower. And then when you look at your lows, switching back over to red here, you'll see that your lows are lower as well. And you'll see that they break containment. So here, the low breaks out of the previous low, and it just keeps happening. These lows just keep going lower and lower. So what you're having here is lower lows and lower highs in a bear market. So the chart is not telling you where it's going, but it has told you what has happened. So if you're standing where we are, which is basically at the middle of the year, and you're looking backwards and you're remembering, what has the market done? What is the stock market chart telling me about what the market has done? What I see here is halfway through the year, I see lower highs and lower lows, which confirms that we are in a bear market. And so what's important to note here is when you get these rallies, or when the market moves higher, because the market does not go in a straight line. So when you get these rallies where the market has gone lower and then goes high here off the arrow, this black arrow, where it goes lower and then goes high, goes lower and then goes high, you'll hear a lot of press about, hey, or just information on the news about, hey, this is why the bear market's over. Or, hey, the market's really rallying. And you can use the knowledge that, well, it's rallying, but I'm going to wait until maybe it breaks out of a certain point in the market before I take that serious. So you need to see the markets break out of certain points before you take them seriously. And that's kind of what's going on in this little window right here, where you've had the market go low, it held the low, it went high, but it didn't break out of the high. It's low again, and now it's back high. We're going to need the market to break out of this range right here to even consider it being a serious contender for the bear market being over. And then it's got a lot more work to do even after that. This is where the chart is really helping you to kind of keep your emotions in check and actually help make you smarter about what's going on in the market. Knowing that, okay, all this year, the market's been going lower and lower, and the highs have been lower and lower as well. You need to see that market do some significant work to break out of that cycle and constitute a new bull market. So that's one way to use the charts for bull and bear markets. So how can you use these charts to help your investments? How can you implement this into what you're doing? I recommend, buying a book about charts. It never hurts to know more about the stock market. I particularly like books as a first option because books give you a chance to, one, review the reviewers of the book and help you to kind of tune out some of the hype around someone trying to sell you a course or a product, and just give you some cold hard information to study and inform yourself away from some of the hype of the stock market. You can always hire a chart expert. The regulators like us to stay away from the word expert, but there are people out there who really specialize in analyzing charts. And as long as you remember the number one rule with a chart, which is it's not going to tell the future, working with someone who has seen a lot of charts and a lot of different charts in different market cycles is going to be something that can really help you. And then, of course, using an advisor who uses charts, that's another way to help you out. An advisor who takes the time to look at a chart and help to analyze what's happened with your portfolio against what's going on with the market can be very useful. Doesn't seem important when you're first starting out. Maybe you're under 100,000, under $1 million. But when you start getting over $1 million, $2, $3, $4 million, you want every tool in your arsenal to help you out. You want an advisor who can say, hey, based on 25 different market environments that I've seen or studied through these charts, here's kind of what I think has happened with your portfolio. And here's some smart decisions we can make. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. My name is Maurice Wilson. You can find me at wilsonwealth.com or on our Instagram handle @WilsonWealth. Thank you.